Hello and welcome back to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, your source for all things Everton. My name is Thomas. Welcome back to the Football Manager 2020 series. Today we're going for something a bit different. We've done managers in the past, we've looked at Ancelotti, we've looked at Duncan Ferguson, but today we're looking at what if a player had never left. And today that player will be Romelu Lukaku. As you can see here, we've got him on a very lucrative contract to see how he would play if he was at Everton. Obviously, not the same Lukaku, he's had a couple of years at Manchester United, into Milan, now he's come to Everton. And as you can see straight away, 12 appearances, 6 goals in the first half of the season. Definitely a decent return for Lukaku. We placed Ancelotti as manager as well, and Everton have currently climbed to 6th in the Premier League. 11 wins, 5 draws and 4 losses. Romelu Lukaku is currently the top goal scorer, joint with Gylfi Sigurdsson, most assists Alex Iwobi, and as you can see, he does currently have a value at 63 million. We will be looking at that as the career goes on, see how he does, see if he ever leaves potentially again. And he's done very well so far with a decent 50% goal return rate. We'll check how the season's gone, really. Start off with a good draw against Manchester City. Disappointing exit on penalties in the Carabao Cup to Barnsley. Quite a disappointing result there. And then another disappointing result with a 1-1 draw against Sheffield United. An okay month of September, win against West Ham and Burnley, but then a loss, of course, to Liverpool away from home. Win against Chelsea, a draw against Wolves, and a loss against Southampton made up the results of October. 2 wins on the bounce, Watford and Crystal Palace, then a good draw at Tottenham before a disappointing loss at Brighton. And then a decent month in December, a win against Norwich, a win against Leicester, Southampton and Manchester United, but a loss against Arsenal and a draw against Bournemouth. So we've just skipped ahead to January so far, we haven't gone any further. We take a look at other transfers that have happened. Obviously, you can see there Romelu Lukaku came in from Inter on a free transfer, and they've decided to currently make no other signings. We can say who's gone out. Who else? Who we don't know anyway. We knew Ajisa Gale, Lookman, Vlasic, players like that have all left. Martin Stecklenburg went to Udinese for £600,000, and that's pretty much it in terms of significant transfers. We can look quickly at the tactics that have been used. Lukaku as the main striker, number 14 there. Keane playing on the left wing. Interesting, I don't know if he's too familiar with that in real life, more of a right winger. It will be on the right, Sigurdsson at Cam. Schneiderlin and Gomez in the midfield, and then Sidibe, Digne the fullbacks, Keane and Mina, and then John Pickford. So we're going to skip to the end of the season now, see if he stays through the January transfer window, how he does for the rest of the season, and where Everton finish. So join us very soon. Hello, welcome back. We have skipped to the end of the season. As you can see, Everton have dropped from their 6th position in January to 7th after a pretty poor overall second half of the season. But obviously, looking at the main man of focus in this video, we see Romelu Lukaku there as a key player, and over here top goal scorer with 12 goals. So an alright return from the forward, and 32 games, 12 goals. Maybe not the form that Everton were perhaps expecting. Obviously, he was in brilliant form when he left for Manchester United. Maybe a bit disappointed on the goal front there, but 12 goals, still the top goal scorer. Alex Iwobi probably there with the most surprising 10 assists. So we'll go take a look at the schedule and see where it mainly went wrong for Everton. A very, very good January. A draw against Chelsea, Manchester United, and then Chelsea again, the FA Cup. Surrounded by 3 wins, one in the third round of the FA Cup against Birmingham, and then 2 more wins in the league. Then the season kind of went off the rails in February, started off with a win at home to Newcastle, 2-0. And then didn't get another win until the 4th of April, going out in the FA Cup. Then losses to Manchester City and Arsenal, 2 disappointing draws against Leicester and Bournemouth, then back-to-back losses against Norwich and Tottenham. Form recovered slightly towards the end of the season with a win against Brighton and Watford. Other wins, Aston Villa and then Liverpool on the penultimate day of the season. Pretty decent result there at home, but in the end it was just about enough to secure European football for next season, but probably could have gone on to do better following the decent start to the first half of the season. We'll take a quick look at transfers, see if anyone came in. Straight away there we can see that they didn't decide to sign anyone in the summer, in the January transfer window, and with no more players going out, we will now skip to the end of next season, see if Lukaku stayed and whether he can improve on his goal tally of 12 for this season. Hello and welcome back to the end of the second full season in our Lukaku simulation, and as you can see straight away, Lukaku has scored 22 goals this season, propelling Everton into 6th in the Premier League with 18 wins, 10 draws and 10 losses. A pretty decent return for the striker there on his very lucrative 600k a week contract. That makes it 17 goals in 62 appearances for Everton, which actually doesn't make sense since we already know he scored 22. Obviously a couple of them did come for Belgium in international tournaments. That's what it is. In the Europa League there, he scored 13 goals compared to only 5 in the Premier Division. So that's quite an interesting little thing. And what you might have also noticed as well is Ancelotti has left. He left in the January transfer window. He went to Milan because they were looking for a new manager, and he returned to Milan there. And he was replaced by Danny Cowley, who came in from Huddersfield and carried Everton into 6th place. So a decent return for Lukaku there. If you take away his goals in the Europa League, though, a pretty poor return in domestic competitions, 5 in the Premier League and 4 in the FA Cup. I'm not really sure why he has done so well in the Europa League, but obviously he has done very well there. And we'll just take a quick look at the transfers, see who came in. In this window, 3 transfers were made. Maxime Lopez from Marseille, who's a midfielder, I believe. Milicevic from Konyaspor there, I think that's how you pronounce that. And then Kelvin Amayan, I want to say, who is a right back. Been looking for a right back recently. Discussion about whether Sidibe should stay. We'll take a look at quick transfers out. Obviously, selling for 29.5 million. Cheng Tosin left to Burnley for only 6.25 million, quite a low fee there. Curtis Hartley to West Ham for 5.75 million. So he was a regen there. I was a bit confused as to why. I didn't recognise that name, but he's gone for 5.75 million with potential 11 millions after add-ons. Balassi went to Zenit for 4.5 million. Walcott to AK Athens, I believe that is, for 4 million. Higgins went to Brighton for 3.4, and then Schneidlin went to Akmat for 3 million. So a couple of transfers in there, as well as some other fairly insignificant ones, just youth players going out. And now we'll skip ahead one more season. We're going to skip just to the end of this window, actually, just to see if Lukaku chooses to leave and where he goes. But other than that, we'll skip to the end of next season, see if he's still here, see how many goals he has scored. Hello and welcome back. As you can see, we've skipped ahead a few weeks from the end of the season. We're now on the 18th of June 2021, and as you can see, Romelu Lukaku has left for Bayern Munich. He's taken a massive wage cut there, £250,000 per week now. He left on a value of 65 million after an okay record with Everton. Obviously, 62 appearances, 17 goals. He obviously scored 15 goals last season in the Europa League, 5 in the Premier League and 4 in the FA Cup. We can take a quick look at how much Everton sold him for. We'll go to here in the transfer window. They made £74 million for him. So a decent profit there. Obviously signed him on a free from Inter Milan. He had a decent season. We can look at his milestones here. Obviously Bayern records now. FC Bayern's record signing for 74 million. He did win the European International League with Belgium in the summer just before he left. He broke the Everton record for goals scored in a season with 22. He was in Everton's seasonal best 11 as well. So a decent record overall while he was there. Obviously didn't quite set the world alight actually in England and European competitions. He was brilliant. It'll be interesting to see how Everton potentially spend that money, but thank you all very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this different kind of football manager video. Be sure to drop a like, check out all our social medias, and let us know in the comments who you think we should do it on next. They're very fun to do. We really enjoy doing them, and thank you very much for 4,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to us. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.